Okay guys, so you have asked me to put together my video for the vegan egg and show you the mistakes I made and my attempts. Now, I tried three other things since the first video, which is shocking because I feel like I actually got this right my first attempt. I'm going to show you some highlights of what I tried because this video will otherwise be really long and some of you might not want to see that. Sure, you can jump ahead. I'll just include a bit of it, but like if I include everything I did for these processes, especially the ones that didn't work, it's going to be too much. Okay, so one of the things I decided was to pick up some split peas. I thought they were yellow lentils, but they're split peas, so I said, let me see if this works using split peas the way it worked using mung beans. I washed them, then I blended them, and then I tried to cook them, and this is what I got.
The consistency is not that bad, but it's not like, it's more like a very wet kind of scramble. It's almost mush-like. It's not horrible. Again, maybe more soy lecithin. Maybe, I don't know. The last time I had taken, no, did I do that? I think the last time, because when I strained it, I first tried using the cheesecloth, so I got a bit of the pulp in there. See, this is why it's like, how do I get this to be exactly right? But again, this is with the lentils, so let me see what this is like. Let me just taste a little right here. I think this is too strong with the beany taste for me. It doesn't taste like a scrambled egg. I mean, it could be a very soft scrambled egg, but not a fan. I do want to see how the other egg mixture cooks up, however.
As you'll notice, I changed pans. So the first one I just showed you was my first attempt. The scramble looks better. Here I tried to scramble and also to kind of flip it as an omelet kind of egg. And the fried egg version actually did not turn out too bad, but the scramble was really mushy. I mean, from far it looks okay, and it's scrambled sort of okay, but it really doesn't have the texture of the mung bean. And I'm just pointing out here that that's the one, this fried egg looking one I made in my Tefal nonstick pan, and the flavor actually wasn't so bad. The consistency wasn't as bad as I thought after the scramble. I think it makes a better fried egg, but the texture and the taste just are not quite the same as using the mung bean.
So I just thought of something you can use the pulp for, maybe for soup. So if you want to make soup, and like I would often make soup and put potato to thicken it up, well, this is lentil pulp, and people make lentil soup. I've made lentil soup. So you can use the lentil pulp as a soup thickener.
So guys, I tried this again, this time still with the split peas, but I added tapioca starch thinking it might thicken it up.
I mean, I don't know. I scooted some of the oil down to this side. I mean, it doesn't look so bad. I just can tell you that, like, realistically, scrambled egg texture, this is not it. Let me just let that cool and I'll taste a little bit. So with the bottom, and it being a nonstick pan, the bottom kind of crisps up and you can kind of mix it into each other, mix it together. And it actually tastes nice. Well, I don't say actually, I always say that as if I surprise myself. So the taste is nice, it's just very soft. This is like, it's soft. All right guys, I'm gonna try the same thing, but with red lentils before I try it with the mung beans again.
So I measured again, then I blended, and after I blended, of course, I strained it again. And I want to point out that when my mother made a lentil loaf with red lentils, there was a slight eggish smell to the mashed up lentils. That's why I thought this might work. So here I have the liquid that I've strained out, and I decided that with this one I wanted to add some kappa-carrageenan. Now I know a lot of you might not like this ingredient, but I thought let me see how this works for thickening things up.
I'm gonna just start seeing. Okay, so it's still. Yeah, I'm gonna put all of this in. I'm gonna put the rest, I think, or at least a bit more. I just want to see. Is it a situation of, okay, maybe that's looking like it's scrambling a bit better. It seemed at first like, oh, okay, it's scrambling, and now it's like, oh, it's fluffy.
And then it just became gooey. So I started again with the red lentils, but with no kappa carrageenan, and I think I added a bit more pulp to this one, and it seems so far like it's cooking well, and it had some hope and some promise. It's not looking too bad, and then I try to flip it, and it kind of falls apart a bit. It's just not turning out how I want. So I have a little bit left, and I tried to scramble this, and as you can see, it just became a disaster. It completely disintegrated. So after these failed attempts, I said, let me start this over with the mung bean.
Okay, so I blended up some mung beans. This time I did 3/4 cup because I just want to keep a little bit of what I have here in case I don't get to find some at the store if I have to do another test. And I let it sit just because I was busy doing stuff. But I'm going to strain this out. So this is the consistency, kind of like a pancake batter-ish, a little bit of a thin pancake batter. I'm going to strain this fully. Okay? And like I said, I might I might put some pulp in there. I just need to find a consistent recipe that I am happy with. I'm just going to get everything out of here that I can get out with my fingers. Okay, guys, so I'm going to strain this out. And I will be back. Okay, so the mung bean now, the mixture, naturally once I've strained it out, it's thicker than the others, so I'm going to add my seasonings and stuff and put it in the blender. And I'm going to try one just like this with a little bit of the chickpea flour, maybe without the tapioca starch, and I'm going to see if it does actually, well, if it will scramble. Alright guys, this has been sitting in the blender for a little bit, I'd say like half an hour, just because my mom came in and was chatting with me. But let's pour, I hope this is warm enough. Let me pour some in. And, okay. Now I haven't added any, I didn't add any pulp to this, although I'll say when I squeezed it out, it seemed more pulp-like than the first time. I don't know. The whole thing's driving me nuts. But I'm going to try to, I'm putting it up slightly because I want it to be, when you're scrambling, you want it to be a little hotter, at least to get the scramble going nicely. Like, this seems to me a little bit more like fibrous. That's the way to look at this. More fibrous. I wonder if I strained it again, if I'd get more of the fiber out. Because I really feel it's such a balance, guys. I think I'm going to let that kind of just sit for a little bit. Let's try to scramble this up a little differently. Maybe if I get the bottom nice and kind of firm, then I can scramble it. It's so stressful trying to figure out this recipe. But the omelet works. And like I said, for me, I'm happy with the omelet. Okay, so I'm just a bit fearful because this looks more fibrous than eggy. But let's see, guys. Oh, okay. Maybe I should have started mixing earlier. You see, I've almost got the omelet there now. I might have to try this again with just that part. Maybe this isn't so bad. Maybe I left it a little too long because of the other tests with the other beans. But maybe this bean is better. Maybe that's why Just is using mung bean. Okay, that's not so bad, is it? It's just a little bit extra cooked. But I mean, look how all these parts just look like egg. Look at that, right? Okay, guys, I'm going to put that on a little plate. And you know what? I'm going to try it again. I'm going to try this again. And I'm going to just see how it starts to scramble right from the beginning. So let me put this on a plate. Actually, let me just cook it slightly a bit more. Yeah, I've got a whole lot of eggy consistency. Like, look at that. Yeah, I feel like there's a slight difference with this compared to the other beans. It's kind of scrambling a little bit. Let me just taste my eggy edge here. Yeah, okay, that scrambles better. That scrambles better, yeah. All right, guys. Let's try a little bit. Okay. I feel like I want to let it sit a tiny bit, but maybe I should already start before it. Oh, maybe it's too high now. Oops. I see. Okay, guys. This is not easy. Needs a bit more oil maybe as well. So I'm going to put it on the side that has more oil right there. Let me try scrambling this up. I mean, if you try this, if I don't go further with this, I mean, maybe I could try it at a lower heat. Maybe I'll use the last bit and try it at a lower heat. But I still feel like the bottom is going to kind of, but maybe I should do it how you would scramble, which is kind of just be mixing a lot right from the beginning. Okay, guys. All right, guys, I'm just going to put a tiny bit more black salt on there, okay? But I feel it looks more like a scramble. I'm only going to try, and I wonder if I should try it in my proper non-stick pan at a lower heat and try to like a low scramble it. But but look. Can you see that? Oops. It's so blurry. But yeah, that's not a bad scramble. Oh my god. Oh my god. I made scrambled eggs. I made scrambled eggs. I made scrambled eggs, guys. I did it. I just put that little bit of black salt on there and I tasted that and I'm like, that's an egg. Oh, the consistency. I did it. But this is like, what do you call this? Let's just say it's a well done kind of scrambled egg. Okay? I'm hoping you can see that clearly. This is like a well done scrambled egg. This is a scrambled egg. Oh my god, I did it. Okay, I will try with that last little bit on a lower heat, just to scramble. This is amazing. Look at this. Let me just show you this closely. Look at that. I am in love with mung bean. I'm buying more. I'm going out and buying more. I'm gonna probably post this video because I'm happy with this. I'm happy with the texture. This is not the same as a lentil or red lentil at all. This is so different. But if I change it up a little bit in the future, because I didn't even put any tapioca starch in this, I did put the chickpea flour, but if I change it in the future, I'll kind of update that. But I'm gonna try it one more time on a lower heat and just try to do the slow scramble where I don't have these crispy edges. But I don't mind the crispy edges because I got scrambled eggs right here, guys. What I'm gonna do right now is, because the pan's not so hot, I'm just gonna start to try to scramble it, because maybe that's what this is about. So maybe just start to scramble it before the pan is too hot, right? That way you don't get the kind of burnt edges. Let's see. Okay, let's see how that works. That might be the simple solution for this, and then it could work pretty much just as it is. So as you see now, it's looking soft, because it is. I didn't give it a chance to firm up, but I'm hoping that as it continues to cook, it will firm up. Because I'm telling you, what I created over there was a scramble. It had the texture of a scramble, the chewiness of a scramble. And if you don't like the kind of burnt edges of the scramble, and I don't want to say burnt, but just like kind of, let's say them kind of slightly crispy on the edges only. Yes, people, look at what's happening. I'm getting a scramble. Oh god, I'm so happy. So put it on a lower heat. Then do what you used to do with an egg. I've got a scramble here. Okay, I forgot that I wanted to, okay, I did it. I'm not doing anything else. I'm happy with this. I'm gonna taste this. But look, you see the bounciness of that? It's not coming mushy. So if you don't want that kind of crispy edge, as I said, just put it low and start cooking and scrambling. And I think the longer you do is the less, what do you call it? Less moist it's gonna be. But you can see that kind of bouncy texture to it right there, guys. I don't know if you can see it well, but look. Okay, I got scrambled eggs right here. Okay, the other thing I meant to do was to add a bit more seasonings to this, and I didn't. But if you add a little more black salt either to it now or afterwards, Yeah. Okay, so it's still kind of like a soft scrambled egg right there. I find the crispier edges actually make it less like a soft scrambled egg. But this is okay. It's not mush. It's got a little chewiness to it. So just add your, let me put it on a plate. I'll put this on a plate and everyone can see. Okay guys, look at that. Yeah, this is it. Now I meant to say if I didn't already, and I don't know if I did. There's a reason they went with mung bean. Not with the red lentils, not with yellow lentils. I'm sure that just tested out the various egg-like options and they found that the mung bean was the best. So no more testing with anything else. It's mung bean or nothing. And look, this, it's a little bit softer than this. I mean, I actually really like this because this one actually feels more chewy, more dried, more egg-like. Like, look at that. Can you see that well? I hate that you can't see it well. Okay, there we go. Oops, I ruined it. Just gonna hold it for a second. See that? And this is a little bit softer because it doesn't have the crispy edges, and I left it. I didn't let it stay as long because I want it. Ooh, shoot. Well, it's a good thing I did it in my hand. Just sprinkle that with a little bit of black salt on top, guys, and you're gonna have your egg that you've dreamed of having. That's plant-based, that's healthy, with not too much in this. Okay, what did I put in this? Garlic, chickpea flour, mung bean. A little bit of milk when I first made the recipe. I'm gonna get the whole recipe to you guys. But let me just do a little taste right there. Oh, by the way, I brought it up to my mother. She's like, oh yeah, this tastes like egg. With the first one. Let me taste this soft scramble right here. Hello. Hello, scrambled egg. Hello, scrambled egg. Wow. Oh my god. That piece had a little bit more of the... This is a scrambled egg. I did it. I'm super, super proud of myself right now, guys. I did it. Okay? You see this with the red lentil? That's mush. That's not an egg. This is an egg. This is an egg. So I'm gonna eat this as my breakfast. This even tastes more like an egg. It's either the salt or the crispiness of the edges. I mean, I think it's the black. Yay! That's all I'm gonna say, guys. Yay! I'm done. I'm done unless there's something else you want me to do. But I think tomorrow I will make this again with the proper recipe. Make sure I know it's gonna make an omelet. I've already done that. But it was about making a soft egg or a scrambled egg, and I've done it. All right, guys. I just realized I still had a little bit of my mixture left. Okay, can you see that? So I'm gonna make that omelet. I'm gonna use the last bit here to make an omelet, just to make sure that not only does it scramble, it also makes an omelet. And I've got it on a bit lower heat right now. I had it kind of high, not too high, but I went from high to kind of lower the heat of the pan, because when it's the omelet, it can now cook a little longer, a little slower, just to make sure everything is good. I might flip it first, then put the cheese. Depending how it cooks, I might add the cheese and then flip it over, and then just sort of do both sides. I've done it both ways with the video you saw. I've done it both ways. So this is my final test. As I said, guys, I don't think I need to do anything else. As long as this works, I'm good.
Okay, so here's the test. Now I'm going to flip the egg. You can also just put your cheese in the middle and flip it that way. So I think, you know, that's how you would make an omelet. You don't necessarily flip it over and then cook it on both sides first. You can do it either way. And I've decided at this point, instead of fully flipping it, I'm just going to add cheese to the middle. It's just about cooking it long enough so that it's cooked throughout. And when you fold it and flip it on both sides, you're going to cook it a bit more anyway. So I'm going to flip it right now. And there I go. Nice. Cook it a little bit on this side and then again on the other side. And it works. It works as an omelet. It works as scrambled eggs. Guys, I'm excited. And let me know your comments below. And please try this and let me know what you think.